Hello members, this is Aman from Upmove Stocks. So the stock that we are going to discuss today is Aarti Industries. The reason for covering this stock is that it belongs to one of the most promising sectors in India, that is specialty chemicals. It is a well-known company and it has posted extremely good results in its recent quarter. So we will also be discussing the results of this company. So the company had also declared an interim dividend of rupee 1, which we believe the record date has already gone. So the effect of all that must have already been accounted for in the price. We will be discussing the technicals of the company first, and thereafter we will be sharing the financial results of the company and the reason as to why it appears to be an investment grade stock to us. Though you may not agree with us, but it is like appearing to be a very good investment grade stock and can provide promising returns in the near future. So let us start with the technicals. The major support for Aarti Industries is coming around to be 945 rupees. If this stock starts to close below this price of 945 and holds that price for maybe 2 to 3 days, then we can see a further downfall up to the level of 907 rupees. So you can say that 945 should act as immediate support for Aarti Industries, and if this particular level is broken and sustained by Aarti Industries, the next immediate target or support would be 907. Aarti Industries has not closed below the price of 907 for almost 8.5 months. You can see that last time Aarti Industries had given a breakout of this price was on 30th of July 2021. After that, even though it had made several attempts to go below this price, but it has not given two closings below this particular price. On 21st of September, it did close just below this price, but on the very next day, it moved within this particular range. So invalidating the fall that was given by this candle. So this is the major support 907, immediate support is 945. On the upside, the immediate resistance would come around to be 973 rupees. So Aarti Industries has given a kind of breakdown as of now of the 973 price, but we need to see as to whether it manages to close above this particular price on Monday or not. Also, this particular upward sloping line will also act as a kind of resistance for this stock. However, the difference is only of 4 rupees. So you can take 973 and 977 as the immediate resistance levels for Aarti Industries. Once these levels are broken by the stock and sustained for 2 to 3 days, we can see immediate upside to the first target of 997 and second target of 1016. So first Aarti Industries will move to 997, and if that particular level is sustained by the stock for 2 to 3 days, 1016 would be the next target. So you can take, if as soon as the price of 973 is broken and sustained, the target should be 997, 1016. In the midterm, that is for next few weeks or months after the price of 973 has been broken and sustained, the possible targets are coming around to be 1040, and the next target would be 1118. So please note that once the stock starts to close above the price of 1040, it can give a very, very sharp movement to the level of 1118. You can see that last time the stock had given a breakout of this price on 10th of January 2022, and within 3 to 4 days it gave a movement of around 78 rupees from 1040 to 1118. So it started falling on 18th of January, and till now it had made a recent low of, you can say, around 947 on 14th of February 2022. So you can keep these levels in mind. The immediate support is 907. The immediate support is 945. Major support is 907. On the upside, immediate resistance is 973 to 977. Once this price is broken and sustained by the stock for 2 to 3 days, immediate target would be 997, and the second target would be 1016. Once the level of 1016 is broken and sustained, the next target would be 1040, and once the price of 1040 is broken and sustained, the next target would be 1118. 8. These targets can take quite some time to come because currently the market is very, very volatile and we are seeing sharp fluctuations in stock prices throughout all the sectors. However, specialty chemicals is a promising sector and India specializes in these kind of products. So the possibility of this stock providing good returns is more likely than any other sector, you can say. If you are focusing on sectors, so specialty chemicals is a promising sector and it was identified as one of the best sectors by us in our video on 5 best sectors to invest in 2022. So now we will be discussing the financials of this company for the recent quarter that it had posted in the recent quarter. So please stay tuned. So members, these are the financial results of the company. You can download these statements either from the company's website or from the BSE's website. So before proceeding ahead with the some basic financial analysis, we would like to inform you that the company has two main segments of businesses. The first one is specialty chemicals and the second one is pharmaceuticals. So the company's core business is of specialty chemicals. However, it is also involved in pharmaceutical business. You can get all the details in these results as well as to how a particular segment has performed during the third quarter as well as second quarter or during the last year. You can get all these details in these financial results. So we will be discussing the standalone result of the company and we will be discussing some important figures that are of importance from an investor's point of view. So the first important figure is revenue from operations net. So you can see that the company has reported a figure of 233,187 lakhs in the third quarter of the current financial year. This figure was 150,170 in the second quarter of the current financial year. So the company has reported an increase of around 56% in the third quarter. However, the most interesting part is that this figure was only 114,446 lakhs in the third quarter of the last year. So when we compare third quarter's performance only, you can see that the company's revenue from operations or net revenue from operations have increased by more than 100%. So this shows a substantial, huge improvement in the company's net revenue from operations. When we consider these figures for the 9-month period that starts from the 1st of April of the current financial year till the 31st of December of the current financial year, so you can see that the company has reported a cumulative value of 514,760 lakhs for the 9-month period ending on 31st of December 2021, and this figure was 317,360 for the period that ended on 31st of December 2020. So again, the company has reported an increase in its net revenue from operations during the 9-month period. So the next important figure is obviously profit and loss before tax. The company has not reported any kind of exceptional item in its financial results. So this figure and this figure will be same. So the company has reported a figure of 85,815 lakhs in the third quarter of the current financial year. This figure was 21,419 in the second quarter of the current financial year. And the best part is that it was 19,881 lakhs in the third quarter of the last financial year. So you can see that the company's revenues have increased by company's profit before tax has increased from 19,881 to 85,815, which is quite huge. So this indicates that the company's profit has increased by around 4 times for the third quarter. And even when we compare it with the second quarter's performance of the current financial year, you can see that it has increased by around 3.5 to 4%. So the company's profit loss before tax is also very impressive. Now the next important figure that we need to take into consideration is the net profit loss from ordinary activities, or you can directly take net profit loss for the period because there is no extraordinary item. So the company has reported a net profit of 76,515 lakhs in the third quarter. This figure was only 17,169 lakhs in the second quarter of the current financial year, and for the third quarter of the last financial year it was 16,181. So the company has reported huge increase in its net profit figures, not only when we compare it with the second quarter of the current financial year, but also when we compare it with the third quarter of the last financial year. These figures can also be evaluated for the 9-month period. So profit and loss before tax for the 9-month period during the current year is 127,409 lakhs, and this figure was 46,816 during the same period for the last year. So you can see that there is a growth of around 3 times in the company's profit and loss before tax. Again, coming back to the net profit loss for the period, the company has reported a cumulative value of around 109,934 lakhs. This figure was only 37,966 during the 9-month period that ended on 31st of December 2020. The company's performance for the 9-month period during the current year is 109,934. So again, around 3 times increase. So we have discussed 3 important things. The first is revenue from operations net. The second one is profit before tax, and the third one is net profit for the period. The final important thing that we should be discussing here is the earnings per equity share. So because this particular figure is very important from an investor's point of view. So the company has reported an EPS of 21.11 in the third quarter of the current financial year. It was 4.74 in the second quarter, and in the third quarter of the last financial year, it was 9.29. So you can also study the details on for the 9-month period. It was 30.33 for the 9-month period that has ended on 31st of December 2021. And for the last year, it was 21.79. So you can say that the company has reported a significant improvement in its financial performance, not only on quarter-to-quarter basis, but also on year-to-year basis. So the companies, you can say that the company is becoming more and more financially strong based on the results that they have reported in these financial statements. So next, we will be moving on to discuss some of the important ratios. We are not going to get into a lot of details. So we will discuss 2 important things. The first one is operating margin, because this indicates the company's margin from its core businesses. So the company has reported a percentage of 36.88% for the quarter that has ended on 31st of December. That is for the third quarter. It was 17.65 in the second quarter of the current financial year, and the same percentage was 21.35% for the third quarter of the last year. So you can see the kind of improvement the company has shown in its operating margin since last year. Now, the next important figure is net profit margin. So net profit margin is very, very important. You can see that the company has reported a net profit margin of around 29.57% in the third quarter of the current financial year. It was only 10.06% in the second quarter of the current financial year, and in the third quarter of the last financial year, it was 12.83. So we can see clearly that the company has shown a substantial improvement in its financial performance. Its ratios are quite impressive, and you can study all the details in case you want to. You will find a lot of information in these financial results. You can evaluate the results like based on these segments as well. We have already mentioned that the company is involved into 2 main businesses. The first one is specialty chemicals, and the second one is pharmaceuticals. So you can see that the company's main revenue contributor is specialty chemicals. So you can evaluate these details in case you want to. On the face of it, the company appears to be very promising. However, we are not making any recommendation to you to buy or sell this stock. Please note that these evaluations are only a means of making you understand how to do some kind of basic financial analysis before you make investment in a particular stock. So we hope that you will find the information in this video very useful for yourself, and you can consult your financial advisor as to whether you should be entering into this stock or not, or whether you should be including this stock in your portfolio or not. In case you have any queries, comments, or suggestions, you can post them in the comment area and we will reply to them ASAP. So with this, I will be ending the video. This is Aman signing off. Bye-bye. Take care.